Hey YouTube, good morning. And this time we're going to take a look at New Garden Street.
Oh, this is my day. I'm ready to take it on, come what may.
So this is Lamaha Street, and we're heading west to this intersection with New Garden Street. Now this house at the corner of New Garden Street and Lamaha Street has been empty for several years, at least since I came back in 2013, and quite possibly before then. It's a fine property with some very interesting architecture and on an ample lot, and it's for rent. So for those of you who are interested in establishing residence in Guyana, here is the three-story building at the corner of Lamaha and Albert Street. This is Queenstown. So today we'll take a look at Queenstown. As we go through New Garden Street. So this building is for rent, has this interesting architecture, and on the other side, residential building. So New Garden Street passes through a residential neighborhood. That's Queenstown, and Queenstown has remained largely residential, resisting the urge to become commercial. This property is the headquarters of the Working People's Alliance, one of the major transformative political parties in Guyana, the party of Walter Rodney. So this is still their headquarters in Georgetown, although I don't know how active the WPA still is in Guyana. I think they might be part of the current coalition government. At least some members of the WPA are part of the current coalition government. In Queenstown, and that's Queenstown Moravian Church. Queenstown Moravian Church, and that's looking east. And there's a primary school nearby. That's Comenius Primary School. Morning. Okay, this is the Guyana Book Foundation in Queenstown on New Garden Street. The Guyana Book Foundation, and some renovated housing in Queenstown on New Garden Street. New Garden Street in Queenstown has remained largely residential. New Garden Street in Queenstown. This building at the corner, morning, is the Language Institute, operated by my friend Enrique. Enrique will be happy to have you join him to learn all the languages spoken in the... Oh, this is Luluni Street. All the languages spoken in South America. That's Luluni Street in Queenstown, the intersection with New Garden Street. So, as you can see, still largely residential. This is the Public Utilities Commission, PUC. So it's a building that has been converted to government use. This is an old building that's still unrenovated. And again, here are more residential buildings in morning. More residential buildings in New Garden Street. So New Garden Street has remained largely a residential street in Queenstown. With very little conversion to commercial property. It's Queenstown, looking east and west. Again, New Garden Street. There is a... and this is the cricket ground on the left. So the school is Queenstown Secondary School, and on the right is the stand of the Demerara Cricket Club. And then there's another church and manse or church housing on the right hand side in New Garden Street. This is St. Peter's AME Church. St. Peter's AME Church and the church residence. And this is Lance Gibbs Street. So that's Lance Gibbs Street looking west. That's Lance Gibbs Street looking east. Lance Gibbs Street. And that's the cricket ground. This is the headquarters of the Assemblies of God Bible College on New Garden Street. Some private residences. And that is New Garden Street. If you look in the distance, you can see the top of the spire on that mosque, a new mosque in Queenstown, and more residential housing, in this case unrenovated and the old colonial style. So New Garden Street still remains largely residential among streets that are fast becoming commercial. This is another residential property, New Garden Street. In this case, speech therapy. Morning. So this looks like a new hotel that's going on at the corner of New Garden Street. So this hotel has been under construction for about 3 years. But they seem to be making some progress. Now has windows. And these are private residences on New Garden Street. So New Garden Street has remained largely residential. It's one of those streets in Queenstown that remains a solidly middle class neighborhood. Although there is likely to be change in future as the city expands and commercial property begins to invade residential neighborhoods. Commercial businesses begin to invade residential neighborhoods. So at this time, New Garden Street is still largely residential. But as you can see, around Georgetown, this is not likely to remain the case for very long. So New Garden Street at the corner of Church Street in Queenstown. That's Church Street looking west. Church Street looking west, and that's the mosque. It's Church Street looking east. And at this point, New Garden Street has been changed. The name of New Garden Street has been changed to Shivnarine Chandrapal Drive. So at the intersection with North Road, New Garden Street has been renamed Shivnarine Chandrapal Drive. And we have seen Shivnarine Chandrapal Drive before. This is the north end, that's Border Cricket Ground on the right, on the left. And this is that famous Catholic church that we've seen before on the right. So that was New Garden Street in Georgetown. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. In the comments below, tell me what you think, if you've lived in New Garden Street before, about the changes to New Garden Street, if at all. And tell me where else in the city or in the country you'd like to see me cover. Later!